it is true that we've been exposed to glass making since our childhood. And I do remember, and I can say that you can smell glass. I have this memory of going into the factory with these burning furnaces, the noise, this inferno kind of atmosphere, which was very magic.
I was brought back to Venice, and the factory of our parents was a magnet, because it was a very extraordinary place. And so we were both, I think, attracted to it to try and use it somehow.
It always starts from a vision. Very often it happens in places which have water somehow.
The traditional handmade glass brings always a lot with it. It's always difficult to keep the horse in the right direction with the handmade glass, because it's easy to let it overwhelm you in a way. So it's a continuous research for less, for taking away, for reducing, for looking for really for the minimum tools. And that is something that I do anyhow in my work all the time, but with the glass is even more important.
My work is produced in different places. I mean, every work is an assemblage of glass that I make. For these works I made in France, for this I made in Seattle. Then the glass travels to Venice, to my studio, and there I mount it, I do the patinas, and I finish the work. It's always a risky process, of course, because glass is very fragile. And so when at least you get used to when you work with glass, you know that accidents can always happen. So even when you're very, very happy of what you achieved in the hot shop, then you know that first it has to anneal, and it can break during annealing, then transportation, and then manipulating glass until the piece is finished. You're never sure that it will seat fine in its final result. And so it is, you have to be patient.
I'm not trying to communicate anything, but I'm happy when people tell me that they see a certain calm and meditative quality to my work. But I'm not looking for it, but I'm happy to hear that it's communicating that kind of feeling.
I rarely title my work because I don't like to mix languages. And I rarely try to explain what it means, because I think the meaning should be found by the viewer. Plus, I work a lot with mirrors, which means that the viewer interacts enormously, because when you're present in the work very often. And it is affected a lot by the time of the day, obviously. So it's an experience that you live through the hours and the days, I think.
I enjoyed very, very much the process of working for this exhibition in the chapel. I like very much the space. I like the fact that it's a chapel. It's been wonderful to work in this context with this wonderful atmosphere and energy.
So the chapel has influenced very much the installation that you see because of the peacefulness of the location, and very much because of the interaction between the outside and the inside. These large windows and the northern light are very much influencing what is happening in this space, and that was very exciting. Yeah.